friends on the weekend. They have 3 daughters, and the middle one, Amelia, is about 7. She was busy cleaning her room before she was going back to school yesterday. And I asked her about school and what she'd been learning, and she said that they'd been learning about the brain last term. And I got quite curious then and asked her what she'd learned. And she said, well, about the different parts of it, but I can't remember anything now. And I thought, that pretty much sums up what I remember from school about what I learned about the brain, and you may relate to this. A GP who was seeing me as a coaching client about a year ago mentioned that in his medical degree, he was pretty sure they spent about 8 hours talking about how the brain works. And he was finding what we were discussing in our sessions fascinating. We don't get an instruction manual for our brain at birth, and we certainly don't get one at school. It's for us to go and get it. Now, there is much to know about the brain so that we can be using it on purpose, and much which I would cover in coaching, my training and speaking. So in this little ditty, let's just dip our toe in the water of what we can know about the brain. One of the things that I think is the most fascinating to know is about how our brain functions. And by that I mean, most people are aware, we have conscious and unconscious brain function. Pretty familiar idea, or subconscious, you may know it as. What is less known, and what you might find rather interesting, is that one is much, much smaller than the other. And if we flip that, one is much, much larger than the other. Funny that. Which way round is it though? You may have a sense, which is the smaller, which is the larger. So this may shock you, or you may nod your head sagely when I say the small part of your brain is conscious function, and the larger part, 99% and more, is unconscious. Now, you may be sitting there freaking out right now. Sometimes this happens because people kind of go, well, if it's that small, am I in charge of anything? But this is actually really good news, because it isn't your conscious mind that's really in charge of this show. Because all change, learning and behaviour is unconscious. Everything you've ever learned and changed and experienced in your life has been created, stored and designed at an unconscious level. Now this is pretty good to know when you want to change some of what's going on in there. Whether it's a pattern of stress, whether it's that grumpy attitude you have with this person at work that you'd really like to curb, whether it's just, less potato chips, less chocolate cake, whatever it might be, that's the level you